Everybody, happy election day. To those of you here in the U.S., we'll set that piece aside. See who all jumps in this evening. Just resizing some 243 Winchester. Yep, today, November 5th, it's election day here in the U.S. What's going on, Jeff? Hopefully you got out and voted today. Chris just voted. Heard that's what stops the ads. Yeah. Right. Exactly. What's going on, 18 wheels? Oh, not much. Just resizing some 243 Winchester and fighting the urge to turn on election results coverage. So I figured what better way to not do that, than just like do a live stream to avoid all of that. So that's what I'm doing. Just resizing some 243 Winchester. Good afternoon, Dragon Man. So that's what I'm doing. Just going through. I've only got like 20 pieces here that I'm going to be working with. So go vote. That piece didn't want to come off the expander ball. Go vote. Trump 24. That's what Ron says. It'll go on for days, unfortunately. Yep. Ron said go vote. Yep. If you live in the U.S., you have to caveat the go vote statement with if you are within the U.S. because that's what it applies to us. So, but yeah, we'll see how the election turns out. Should be interesting. What's going on, Jason? 243 and Hunter? No, not. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is for this 243 Winchester stuff. So I actually filmed part of a video earlier. I was on my way to Mr. Big Guns here in Huntsville because, surprise, surprise, I rebarreled the Remington 700 yet again. So this is the third barrel. Yeah. It's actually the fourth barrel that it's had on there, but it's the third barrel that it's had on there, if that makes any sense. So but got that bad boy rebarreled, and so now back in the not necessarily the original configuration. I don't want to say original because I don't have the original stock on there, but back to 243 Winchester. So let's see. You're just leaving, heading to Florida on a load, but you voted this morning. Nice. Jason, go vote, go Tigers. Ramesa rides again. No, unfortunately it doesn't. But I'm talking about a show enough mosquito. It does not ride again, but I did mention it in the video. So working on, I put it back. I put the Remington back to its almost factory configuration. Herschel, is that a mech press? Yes, it is. This is the Mech Marksman. And this is my favorite press that I've used so far. So, huge fan of the Mech. I think I have some dry neck. Yeah, there we go. Might throw some dry neck lube on these cases. Maybe it'll come off that expander ball a little easier. Harvey, what up, Deer Slayer? Nothing. You ain't talking to me because I ain't slayed a deer just yet. Those two deer heads were from last year that I took. If you watch the video that I just dropped off the taxidermist. 243 versus 6 Creedmoor. I'm a really big fan of the 6 Creedmoor. I loaded that cartridge a long time ago on my channel. So actually, there's a funny story about that. I went and I put a gun on layaway at a local gun store here, and it was the Ruger American Predator. It was the green stock version. Put one on layaway and went back. It's like a 90-day layaway program, right? So I went back, picked it up, you know, toward the tail end of my 90 days. And the guy was like, "Oh, you decided to go with the 6 Creedmoor." And I was like, "Yeah, the 6.5 Creedmoor." And he was like, "No, this is chambered in 6mm Creedmoor." And I was like, "What the heck is that?" I hadn't even heard of it at the time. This is like when it first came on the scene. And I didn't know anybody that had one. I was like, 6 Creedmoor, what the? So I had to go buy a die set for it and all that. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But ended up really, really loved loading for that cartridge. That's a great one. Shot really well. Easy to load for. Harvey, I'll be out there the 18th. John said 6 Creed. Oh, if you're picking between the two, he said he was going with 6 Creed. Herschel, I got a Redding T7, a Lee cast iron single stage. I got for $70, the heavy one. Nice. Yeah, the Redding T7, I'm a big fan of that press as well. I've loaded a ton of good ammunition on the T7. But I'm just a really big fan of single stage presses, and I got rid of my T7, and I had a Redding Big Boss 2 that was a phenomenal press. But you know, I've tried the Lee, I've tried the Frankford Arsenal Impress, the Redding Big Boss 2, the Redding T7, and so I wanted to give the Mech a try, and I couldn't be happier. This is a really nice press. Chris, how does it handle 58 to 75 grain? Oh, you're talking about the 6 Creed? I don't know on the lighter weight stuff. I'm trying to remember now back to when I loaded for that cartridge, but I feel like I hung around the 85 and up grain weight, around 90, 95, I think is what I was shooting a lot of. Maybe 103s. I did shoot some 103 ELD match. I think it's, or 108. I think it's 108. I shot a lot of the 108s, and it was just dynamite. If you're going to be shooting that light of a bullet, it just depends on what you're wanting to do with it, right? If you're wanting to stick to a 58 to a 75 grain bullet, then I would almost tell you just go with a 6 arc. I mean, unless you're just really trying to push those bullets at hyper velocities, I don't really see the point in getting something like a Creedmoor. You could just go with like a 6 arc and shoot those, and that would be in the wheelhouse for the 6 arc. Herschel, those mechs are smooth. Oh, most definitely. Jason went bow hunting, saw a doe, and goofy looking 4-point doe didn't come close enough and didn't want to shoot the 4. Why not? Let that arrow fly, man. Reloading fun. I want to try a 250 Savage. Do you have any 25 cal? So a 250 Savage, I've worked on. I did a project on a 250 3000 Savage, and that's a fun, and it was actually chambered. The rifle was a Savage Model 99 lever action, chambered in 250 3000 Savage, which I was a little worried to even work up a load for because the rifle. I went back and looked, and the rifle was manufactured like long time ago. I'm talking long. Uh, that's an old rifle, right? And that's an old cartridge. Um, but still really cool, 25 cal. And so I worked up a load for that, and I think it's like my uncle or something. I think he went and killed a deer with it or whatever. It was pretty cool. Actually, when I was at the range, I had a guy try to buy that gun off of me as I was standing there shooting it, working on testing out the loads or whatever. Had a guy walk over and be like, "Hey, you don't see those very often, especially in 250 3000 Savage in the condition that that one was in." And he was like, "What do you take for it?" I was like, "It ain't mine." So he was like, "Well, can you call them?" I was like, "Nope." Because it was like a family gun, handed down. Wasn't nobody going to sell that one. So let's see. Jason saving that 4 point for. Oh, okay. Yep. Youth rifle starts Saturday. That's awesome. Well, good luck to you and your son. Really hope he. Well, your 9-year-old. You didn't say son or daughter, whatever. So either way, your child. Good luck to them. Hopefully they kill the 4 point. Hopefully something bigger than a 4 point walks out. That too. I feel like I already sized this piece of brass. This is the only downside trying to do this kind of stuff while you're working through your order of operations is you end up losing track of what you're doing. Where do you work? What do you work on or fix? Uh, all great questions. I'm not sure I fix anything. All right, we got some of this. We got some of this Lyman Ultra Fine dry case neck lube. I got some of that on the case neck. We'll see if we can get some of that up on the expander ball. Get these rounds coming off the expander ball a little bit easier. That one was slightly easier. Not too bad. He shoots a 708, dropped a big spike last year. Awesome. Even got it on video. Good deal. That's what I'm talking about. 708 is just such an awesome. That's an awesome cartridge. Right now, I've got two barrels, 2 7mm barrels that I'm trying to decide. I've decided for one. Right? I mean, you guys, if you've been following along for any length of time, you know that one of them is going to be a 280 Ackley improved. That's going to be one of the barrels. That's what it'll get chambered in. But then the other one I haven't really decided yet. I have not decided. And 708 appeals to me, so could possibly be. You shoot 20 gauge and 7 mil. All right. Craig, I have a 243 Win with a 1 and 8. It shoots 70 grain varmint bullets to 108 birds. Yeah, that's what my 243 Winchester. It's the post bankruptcy Remington. It's the Rim Arms is what that's kind of what their name is now, Rim Arms. So it is the post bankruptcy version, whatever, of the Remington Model 700, the new stuff that they're coming out with, the CDL. And it's 243 Winchester, and it is from the factory with a 1 and 8 twist barrel. So I can shoot heavy stuff as well, which for this particular project, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to go with. I think either the 90 or 95 grain ballistic tip. That might be what I go with. I don't know though. I do kind of have a pile of the 100 grain Spear Grand Slam bullets, so I might try those also. But the reason that I have now switched that Remington 700 back to its 243 configuration, which again, this is the third time I've swapped the barrel on that action, is my nephew. Um, my nephew wants to go hunting. He's never been hunting. My brother-in-law, they were talking to me at a family get-together not too long ago, and my nephew was all jazzed up. I think he's got a couple of buddies at school that like to hunt, and I think they were talking about it, and so he was all excited and wanting to go, and so started talking with them and trying to plan something out and get it set up to where we can go hunt, and he needs a gun to shoot. Well, I got him covered on that, but the problem was at the time we went to the range a couple weeks back, but at the time the only thing I had that was loaded up for him to shoot and kind of see how he could manage the recoil, because again he's a younger kid, was my 30 Thompson Center. So my Thompson Center Icon chambered in 30 TC. That didn't go so well. He shot that one time and was like, "Nah, I'm good." He's like, "I am good. I'm not a fan of that." So I was like, "Well, crap." So he ended up. I had also taken a Ruger 1022. I'd also taken a Ruger 1022 with me that day, and he shot the heck out of that thing. He loved shooting the Ruger 1022. So that was pretty cool. He really enjoyed that, but I was sitting there thinking, after the bad experience with the 30 TC, I'm like, man, I don't want to turn the kid off, to firearms in general and all that stuff, and the recoil kind of mess him up. So reached out to my buddy over at Mr. Guns and was like, "Hey, let's go rebarrel this thing back to the original 243 Winchester." So that's what we did today. So that's why I'm kind of prepping just a handful, like 21 pieces of 243 Winchester brass. I'm just prepping them, gonna go load up. Probably start with maybe, I don't know, maybe the 100 grain Spear Grand Slam. Start with that bullet. Throw, I don't know what powder. I hadn't even decided. I need to look in the Spear manual, see what powders they list, but haven't decided on powder yet either. Need to go sort all this stuff out and then try to get to the range. But one of the cool things though is I've got a Boyd's laminate stock, or a Boyd's stock that's been sitting in my closet forever, and now I get to put that thing to good use, because that's what I put on the that's what I put on there. Let's see. So I'm going back up because I haven't been paying attention to the comments. What in the world? Monster mosquito or something. Have you ever had to use a drop tube to drop powder in your cases? Negative. Jason, anyone try the micrometer stems for the lead eyes? No. I think my brother might have ordered one. Grimwatch, get a kick out of that thermal rig I sent you. Oh yeah, for sure. That was pretty cool. Chris, excellent, nice to be the funk. Oh yeah, 100%. I'm glad some rifle manufacturers are putting a faster twist in older cartridges, at least for the hand loader. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's really nice. Hopefully other manufacturers are kind of paying attention to that as well. So that was good to see, right? That, Remington, albeit whatever this new version of them is, whatever. That was good to see. That I was pleasantly surprised when I handled the rifle in the gun store and noticed, right there on the barrel it said uh, 1 in 8 twist. I was pretty happy with that. Let's see. Herschel Lee dies any good? I got mostly used RCBS dies in Reading. I mean, Lee's good. I don't have any issues with Lee dies. They're definitely they are more on the economical side of the reloading world. Very much more of a value oriented brand, I guess if you want to call it that. Uh, their die sets, I have no complaints about their die sets, especially now that they have come out with their micrometer seating stem, um, that you can change out their little seating stem adjustment. I don't know if I've got a Lee seating stem float or Lee seating die floating around here anywhere, but uh, no. But yeah, so they've just now come out with a micrometer adjustment that replaces that. So now that that's out, I think, I mean, that's a good buy in my opinion because they're cheap. The little micrometer things, I think Mid South sells them for $15 or something. So that's a good deal. No complaints on Lee dies for me. Craig, if it wasn't for the 1 in 8 twist and 243, you would have gone with 6 Creed. Yeah, yep, I would agree with that. Chris said 4350 ish. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to lean towards. I've got a bunch of H4350 that I was thinking about using. KM, I'm here to upvote, learn, comment, and make fun of white sauce. Hey, ain't nobody making fun of white sauce. That's Alabama's contribution to the barbecue world. Do you know if Hobbs Island Range allows guest shooters? I need to come down the next 2 weekends, and I don't like shooting where I'll be. So I can save you some headache. Okay, you can only be a guest shooter if you go with a member. I know that's stupid. I get it, but they don't let you just drive off the street and be like, "Hey, I'm here to shoot," and pay a guest fee and go shoot. Not unless they've changed it. You might want to call and double check, but that's actually that's kind of bit a couple of my buddies in the past where they just roll over there going, "Hey, I just want to shoot for the day. Y'all happily pay a guest fee," and they're like, "Nope. If you're a guest, if you're not a member, then you have to be there with a member." So hopefully that uh, save you save you some headache. But I would just call and double check. That's been a minute since that was the case, but I'm sure it's still the same way. Uh, QD question: what would you say is possible with $300? I want to reload 300 blackout. A lot is possible, in my opinion, with $300. Um, you could probably get your whole. I would say you could probably get everything you needed. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I would, if I were you, if you have $300, you go to Skyline. They're too expensive for me. Love the range, but my deer leases are more important to me. Um, I'm a member of Hobbs Island, but that's because it's 8 minutes away from my house, so it's about the most convenient range to me locally. Um, but yeah, no. Back to your question about $300 and 300 blackout. If I were you, I would go and get a Lee, uh, one of their kits that they sell. You can get just about everything you need in that kit, and you can go to town. I mean that would be my approach. If you really are, hey, I want to stick to $300, I would go and buy a Lee reloading kit, and from there, now it depends. Hopefully, you already have brass, so you ain't got to buy it. But big thing is going to be buying bullets and powder and that type of stuff. So, Chris, I didn't have great luck with Stayball 6.5 and the copper tip TSX, the 80 grinders. Oh, okay, you're gonna try Hunter, but that's for a copper. Okay, excuse me. Jeff, remember you have some hybrid Yep, I got 2 pounds of it. I've got 2 pounds of the hybrid 100V. You said 95 grain and under in the 243. Accuracy first. I've not been to Skyline in 30 years. I have to see how far it is from my dad's house in Huntsville. It's not that bad. Up to Skyline, I think, yeah, it's not a bad drive. That would probably be my recommendation. If you're going to come down and you want to go to a range, I wouldn't fool with Hobbs Island. I mean, I would just go to run up to Skyline. I'll ask Meredith also if he knows a place to shoot. Yeah, because I mean, right there in Huntsville, you're basically in between Skyline or Swan Creek. So those would be the two. Whoop. You guys, hang on 2 seconds. Stand by. Oh, I need to size that piece. You're thinking about reusing your range brass, but I was not 100% sure if that is economical, converting 223, etc. Let's see. Oh, Chris said hybrid 100V would be an excellent choice. Okay, well then if hybrid 100V is an excellent choice, I've got 2 pounds of it. Mostly, well, because of Jeff. It's Jeff's fault that I have two pounds of that powder. And I actually have not opened it and used it in anything yet, so this will be a good opportunity to do that. So that'll be what I do. Oh, boy, that one was on there. That one didn't want to come off. But yeah, the 243 is going to be short-lived. 243 Mini Magnum, nice. But yeah, the 243 is going to be short-lived. It'll just be for the hunt, right? To get my nephew through this season. Hopefully, get him out, get him a deer, buck or a doe, whatever. Just whenever we're out there hunting and whatever steps out, hopefully we can make it happen. Get something on the ground. That'll be really exciting. I'm planning on filming that and bringing everybody along. Jeff, 41 grains of hybrid gave me 3,080 feet per second with a 22-inch barrel. Nice. There goes that monster mosquito. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I've got 5 more pieces and then stand by. I've got 5 more pieces here that I want to knock out. And I've got an absolute mountain of 6mm bullets. I think I might go, actually, I don't know. That's the problem. So the problem that we have, it's probably not really a problem, is all of this, right? These 3 right here and up are 6mm, and I've got a mountain of really good 6mm bullets that I could try. Oh, I don't think I've sized this one yet. So that's really the downside, is trying to decide what to use. But I think I might go with the Sierra 100 grain. I may go with that. I've got the handy dandy Sierra manual. Let's crack that bad boy open. Let's see what it says. There's 6mm dasher. Where's 243 and the 6 mils? There it was. They actually put it after 6 Creedmoor. All right, here we go. So 100 grain Data Hybrid 100V. A starting charge of 34.6. Max charge 38.7. Now this is with the Sierra 100 grain Game King. Yeah. They've got 2 different 100 grain bullets, and they've got both of them listed here. So max charge 38.7, cartridge overall length 2.650. Their velocity, they're showing 2900. So yeah, we could probably pump that up a little bit. They also have Reloader 19 data, which means I could be testing some Midwest Powders MP620. I could throw that in there if I wanted to. That's basically somewhat of a clone of Reloader 19. So I could do that. H4350, they've got that powder listed. Winchester 760, I've got a couple pounds of that. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of good stuff we can go with here. All right, so there's that manual. So that's Sierra. Yeah, sorry, Pro Hunter, whatever it is. They've got 2 different kinds, or 2 different bullet types. They've got the Spitzer Point and then the Spitzer Point boat tail. I think they're both Pro Hunter. Yeah, not Game King, but I think Pro Hunter. I think you're right. Never got a speed. Jeff says never got a speed from my 243 Ruger Precision with that combo. Can 6mm do well subsonic? I don't know. I've never shot subs. Why the narrow screen? Is it my TV? No, it's probably my phone. I've got my phone vertical. I do all this stuff via my phone. I film all my videos on my phone. So it's just depending on if I'm filming, typically I have my phone turned sideways. When I do a live stream, it just depends on what I got going on. I might have it horizontal or vertical. Right now it's just in the vertical position because it actually stays put when I have it like that. KM, I like Sierra. They test powders for calibers Hodgdon was too scared to use. Example, 308 Win, 230 grain with hybrid 100V. Nice. KM, narrow because his phone is vertical. Oh yeah, you already answered it. Probably because he didn't turn it sideways after his last OnlyFans upload. Exactly. There you go. Yeah, once I hit upload on that, I was like, I'll just leave the phone in the vertical position and be good to go. Let's check the Western Powders manual. We'll see what they say for 243 Winchester. See what they got in here. Here we go. 243 Winchester, just before 6mm Remington. Ramshot Big Game. That's another good powder. That's good for lighter weight stuff though. They only go up to 75 grains with that powder. Now Ramshot Hunter, which I'm working on right now in 270 Winchester, and that stuff's shooting lights out. That powder is absolutely amazing in 270 Winchester. They go from 55 grain bullets all the way up to the 115 grain. This is 243 Winchester data, by the way. They go up to 115 grain Barnes and Berger bullets. 115 grain Barnes, I'm assuming a round nose, RN. Right there. .243 Winchester, 115 grain Barnes round nose, maybe. I don't know. They got a Berger VLD in here. They got the Sierra 107. I got a 105 Hornady AMAX. So yeah, they got the 100 grain Sierra. Spitzer boat tail in here with Ramshot Hunter 38.8 up to 43.1. Might go with that combination. That looks like a pretty good combination. Accurate Mag Pro and Ramshot Magnum. I've actually got all of those powders. I don't have a lot of the Mag Pro or Ramshot Magnum. All right, let's check the spear manual. Let's see. Ever since I got my suppressor, I've been looking at different ammo, settled on 300 black. Then the ammo shortage hit. Now I'm looking again at doing cheap loads, etc. to try. Oh, okay. Do you use Gordon's reloading tool to help pick powders? It has helped me a ton. Nope, I don't use it because everyone recommends it and everyone else uses it. So I'm like salmon. I'm swimming upstream, baby. Counterculture. That's me, right? I am counter the. I'm going against the grain. Gordon's reloading tool, super awesome whiz bang software that really helps, but I'm just stubborn, I guess. To be honest with you, I don't have that. I mean, in all seriousness, no, I mean, it would be a great tool to have. I actually don't have a computer. Okay, I have a work laptop. That's the only computer that I own. And I don't even own it because it ain't mine because it belongs to my work. And I sure as crap ain't about to put Gordon's reloading tool on my work laptop. So that's not gonna happen. So that's really my barrier to entry on that, to be honest with you. So on the spear load data, because again, I'm really looking hard at this 100 grain Grand Slam that they have. Let's see, Ramshot Hunter, they've got data listed for it. Let's see, Vihtavuori N560, I've got some of that. I've got Alliant Power Pro 4000 MR, Alliant Reloader 22. They've got Alliant Reloader 19 data, so I could definitely use Midwest Powders MP620 with that bullet as well. Ramshot Magnum, Winchester 760, yada yada, a lot of stuff that I got. So that's a contender. So yeah, I might start with the 100 grain option just to start, and then go from there. My guess is round nose 2 until I saw this Barnes 243 115. Oh, rifle non-expanding soft point bullet characteristics. Interesting. Against the grain, War Eagle. If you say War Eagle on Saturdays, you're definitely going against the grain. Running with scissors. Gordon reloading tool has a learning curve, but is a good source of info too. Oh yeah, definitely. And if you, what is it? Little Crow Gunworks. I think they show. I think his name's Tim over there. I think he's walked through Gordon's reloading tool, just kind of showing that. No computer means less issues with wife. Also, Facebook Marketplace for $50 laptop. Install Linux and install Gordon's? Question mark. If you do 308 stuff, the 190 Sub-X from Hornady performs 1K to 2,800 feet per second. Oh, okay. I say War Eagle while holding a paternity test kit. Those elephants won't come near me. Ha! I hear you. Oh, me. Well, I'm doing my best. I'm fighting the urge to head in the house and turn on the election coverage. I'm doing my best to avoid that like the plague. I would just rather not. Talked to Robert. He said hello. Stopped by and see us. Oh, good deal. Oh, he stopped by and saw you, or you're telling me to stop by and see you, Mark? Let it rip on the marketplace. You already down the wormhole. Yeah, exactly. No, but then, see, but then if I go down that rabbit hole, then then it gets me into the point where it's like now I have to use Gordon's reloading tool and be analytical about it and go pick powders that would actually work the first time. Why would I want to do that? Where's the fun in that? Right? Where's the fun in that? YouTube has people's Planet Great pollster info, not getting too personal, but TV news are big on a single candidate equals biased news. Yeah. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Do you reload 12 gauge? Negative, Ghost Rider. Is there a powder that can do both 300 blackout and 12 gauge that would cover my whole setup idea? Trying to think, because you're running. I mean, obviously you're running fast powder in 300 blackout, and you're running even faster powder in shotgun stuff. Subsonic 300 and 12 gauge, yes. KM says yes. QD. So Gordon's allows you to use alternative powders and is more like a range finder. You don't use it all the time, but it helps you guess better. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've seen a lot of guys like was it Outdoor Adventures or whatever, Outdoor Ed Ventures. That guy, it used to be Special Ed Outdoors, I think was actually what his original YouTube name was, and then he changed it. I don't know if he was trying to be more PC. I don't know if people got their feelings hurt about that, but I thought that was a funny play on words. But he uses Gordon's reloading tool all the time. I mean, absolutely all the time, because he's always off wildcatting and coming up with crazy combinations of different cartridges. He's all the time testing different wildcat variants of this, that, and the other thing, and so for him it's probably a necessary evil to use that. Okay, cool. I'll do some more research then. Okay, Magnum pistol powders can transition, but much better off using the right powder for 300 and use other powder for 12 gauge. The money Adventures spent on those Wildcat barrels, I wish I had his job. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because like every time I turn around and get a notification or hey, he posted a new video or something, it's always about some new Wildcat cartridge that he's working on or helping to develop or something. He's all the time working on something that is not commercially available, right? On the Arsenal, you have to use 12 gauge slug to hunt, so I was looking into staying economical, etc. Big deer on the Arsenal too, because only like 50 people really hunt it hard there. That makes sense to me. Now I just gotta go through the process of trim, chamfer, deburr, and clean out the primer pocket. So but yeah, I'm really I think I might settle on that Sierra. Which of course is at the bottom of my bullet pile. But I think I'm gonna go with that one. And you tell me where there's a rancher with rodent problem, I can go to blasting with night vision scopes only in Texas. Yeah, that's he's definitely in a good state to. Uh, he's definitely in a good state to be able to do all that. Now here in Alabama, we just gonna run. There's a an open beer in the free. All right, hey, we'll see you, KM. Have a good one. I appreciate you tuning in. Now in Alabama, they just passed. I think this year was the first year, or might have been last year. Whatever, last year, in past couple of years, they have actually opened it up to where you can hunt. I think it's hogs and coyotes at night with thermal scopes, but it has to be done on private land only, privately leased land. Private land or leased land only. And I believe you have to buy a special permit to do it. But still, it's the. I mean, that's awesome because prior to that, that's not something that you could do here in Alabama. So that's good stuff. Pretty excited about that. Of course, I don't own any land, so I don't have land myself, and I'm not in a hunting club or anything like that. If I was, I would definitely have that. I would get that special permit, and I would be hunting hogs and coyotes at night. Because that is a ton of fun. Thanks for a great stream. Oh, you're too kind. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say it's a great stream. But at some point, we are going to transition into the house and start dumping powder for this stuff. So you hunt coyotes here, you can, but no one really wants you to. I asked tons of farmers. We don't have them here so bad is the usual excuse I get. Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, it just depends on the landowner, right? They don't understand more yotes equals less deer. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's legal with landowners' permission, but not allowed during deer season. Got you. That's why it would be nice to have my own property. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. That's a goal, right? Once I get these guys prepped, head into the house, I'll get them primed, and then get the RCBS Charge Master fired up, get it warmed up. Start throwing some charges. Well, I guess I really do need to decide on a bullet though. I think I am going to go with the Sierra. I've got a couple boxes of that Pro Hunter, the Spitzer boat tail version. So I'll go with that. I have one yoke mounted, by the way, 450 mount, totally worth it. Was it I'm assuming obviously a full body mount. I would assume for that price. Um, but yeah, the Bobcat. I know you can't really see it, but it's right there on the wall. Can't really see it because of the press and the dye and the weight and stuff. But that Bobcat, I think that was 400 is what I paid for that. But that was like 8 years ago. Yeah, I dropped off both of the bucks that I killed last season. They've been sitting in the deep freeze ever since last year, and so I dropped them off at a taxidermist over in Athens. Pretty excited to get those back. I just decided to do Euro mounts on both of them. I'm not going to do a shoulder mount, mostly because I ain't got that kind of cash to shell out at the moment. And I'm really hoping I can kill a bigger buck than one of those two. So, and I like the look of a Euro mount, whole body. Yep, good deal. Um, I don't know. I'm a big fan of a Euro mount, a Euro mount that's really well done. Right. Let me see. Here's one. Here's one. This was a 7-point that I killed in Tennessee. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was pretty cool. So this is actually a really cool hunt. One of my favorite hunts of all time. I was actually up there. Me and my dad were hunting. He was off in a spot that he went to, and it was basically during the rut in Tennessee and in this particular area that we were hunting, and they were really getting after it. I was hunting with a crossbow, and all of a sudden I heard, I mean, it sounded like a herd of elephants coming through the woods. And I look off to my right, and there was a really nice buck. Really nice buck. I mean, just chasing a doe, going crazy, right? Chasing this doe on this ridge or on this bench that I was sitting on. And they go up and over the ridge. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, doe bleat. I'm doing everything in my power, right? Grunt, doing everything, try to get him, divert his attention off that doe. But it was a hot doe, so he definitely wasn't gonna, right? He wasn't gonna alter what he was doing. Well, so all that, and it literally took like maybe 15 seconds for all that to go down. And I'm sitting there and I'm calling, I'm doing all this stuff, calling and calling, whatever. And then he goes up, they go up over the top. And I'm like, well, oh well, so much for that. Not even 30 seconds later, that 7-point, back to my left, I hear something and I look and he comes in charging like, hey, something's going on over here and there's a doe, like there's some doe bleating going on. Like I gotta investigate. He come running in and stopped at 25 yards to my left. And as I'm sitting in my tree stand, I mean, literally all I had to do was kind of pull the crossbow up 25 yards, smoked him. He ran 30 yards and dropped right behind me. It was like some of the most intense, action-packed, probably minute and a half, couple minutes in the deer woods that I've ever experienced. Like it was pretty awesome. And to be able to kill that deer with my dad there too, that was just that was one of those memories that'll stick with you, So that was one of those hunts that you never forget. So that was cool. Let's see. Be careful of pushing the Sierra over 28. It's a thin jacket, cup and core. That is a true statement. It might get a little explodey on us. But this is one of those situations where I'm not really chasing velocity. Right? I'm not like I do in my 270 Winchester. I'm shooting those. I'm testing those solid copper bullets right now. Those monolithics. On this project, I'm not chasing velocity. Like I'm going to be picking powders that ideally give me decent case feel. I don't. Again, not chasing velocity, so it's not I'm not going, oh man, I got to hit 3,000 feet per second or 29 or whatever. I got to push it hard, try to stomp on it. That's not the case. So I plan on testing a pretty wide range. Let's see, let's go back to the Sierra data and see what it says. Hang on, stand by. Get the spear put away. All right, so I might try out Ramshot Hunter. I'm looking. They've got data for that bullet, that Sierra bullet. 38.8 grains up to 43.1. So what was that? About 4.5, a little less 4.5 spread there. I may try that. Might try that powder. Let's see. Ramshot Magnum, they've got data for it as well. Man, they go all the way up to 50 grains of powder, 50.7 with Ramshot Magnum and that bullet. That gets you almost 3,100 feet per second. Ain't nobody trying to do that. I would be down here around that 45.7 grain. That's the minimum charge with Ramshot Magnum, and they're showing 28.24. So that would probably be a good place to land if it shot well, down there at that minimum charge. Same thing for Accurate Mag Pro, 45.2 up to 50.2. Same kind of situation there. You know, maybe test out those powders down around the minimum charge weight, see how they do, see how well they perform, and then move on to something else if it doesn't shoot well. Let's see here. But that's the Ramshot, or that's the Western Powders manual. If we switch back over to the Sierra, testing in that one. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do the hybrid 100V. I mean, that'll give me a good opportunity to test out that powder again. I hadn't tested that one yet, so. QD 8-point, Stevenson 12 gauge. Didn't even know I hit it. Hope I get something good this year too. Grimwatch. Oregon has so many opportunities, but the one deer a year without special hunt tag lottery sucks. Oregon, really, that sucks. Too many deer will hurt other wildlife too. Ozan, maybe? Is that how you pronounce it? Being a Turk is difficult. Oh, from Turkey. What's going on? I guess Ozan or Ozan, maybe Ozan. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Grimwatch, we got $27 elk tags, so that's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. No kidding. I bought a preference point for Wyoming, so I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Right now, if it's 18 here. About 5, what is it, about 4 or 5 in the morning? 4 or 5 a.m. over there. Let's see, Jeff. I use Ramshot Magnum with the 105 grain. We'll do 30-50 in your Ruger Precision. Nice. QD, I want at least one elk eventually. Yeah, so me and my buddy, that's gonna be something like down the road. I'm talking like 4 or 5 years away in the future. But me and my buddy, we're already in the planning process on that. We both bought our first preference point this year. So we've at least started the process. And we'll be going to Wyoming. That's the plan. Pretty excited about that. Just buying the preference point was exciting. So But we started talking like, okay, well, we got the preference point. We're starting to plan toward that the goal, right, of going and killing an elk. So then we naturally you start to go, okay, well, what gun you gonna take, right? What gun and what cartridge? So yeah, we're going down that rabbit hole now. All right, I got four more. I just need to knock these out. Um, we have two rotational herds of about 57 and 213 that come through the property, usually the right time of the year. Nice. Why not do Colorado public land free just by license? So the reason we're going to Wyoming is because we also work with a guy who has a guide service in Wyoming. So that's why. So we're gonna go with him. That's uh, that's the reason why. It's gonna be the first time we go, and we were talking to the guy. Yeah, we were talking to the guy at work, and that's all he does now is elk hunt. He doesn't really deer hunt anymore, and he's killed. I think he said 25 or 26 elk, um, and it's what he enjoys doing. He really enjoys the guide part of the experience. And so we were talking with him, and so that's the route we're going to go. At least for the first trip out, right? Now, if we want to plan another one, yeah, then something like that, right? Once we go and kind of get our feet wet and can sort of feel it out and be like, okay, we got it, right? We at least have done it one time. Then we might look at Colorado. I've got a buddy that he lives in Kentucky, but he actually goes to Colorado and uh, hunts elk with his bow. So he bow hunts elk. I think he's killed 6 or 7 going and doing that. He killed one this year. I think it was the first year he's been in a handful of years because he's got some young kids and stuff. So he's kind of been doing the dad thing for the past few years. So he hadn't really been able to get away and go bow hunt elk in Colorado. But this year he made it happen, and he actually killed one on the last day, like right there toward the end of legal hunting time. He was able to get a really nice bull, so that was pretty cool. All right, this is the last piece, and then we're gonna head inside to prime the brass. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with hybrid 100V. Kill the power on that. Get that stuff situated. Get that stuff put up. Oh, wait a second. I do want to. Like I said, I got to dig down to the bottom of my 6 mil stack here. All right, so let me see. Yeah, so see, these are the Game Kings, the 100 grain. You got the cardboard packaging, some older bullets, but should perform just fine. Right, same deal, but though as long as I keep the velocities somewhat reasonable. Let's see. Oh, these are sealed up. I bought these used from Duck Creek Sporting Goods. Stand by. Not used. They're like old stock that I think he got out of somebody's like estate sale or something. So let me see. Okay, this is the boat tail version also. You never know when you buy like discounted stuff from an estate sale if somebody move bullets around, put them in a different box and all that. You got to be a little careful about that. Double check stuff when you buy it like that. Okay, yep, same deal though. These are the same appear to be the same exact. They're in the same exact box, same part number. Sierra Game King, 100 grain, 6 mil. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Go with those bad boys. Where are we at? 18 wheels. Call me crazy, but I was loading 5.56 last night. QD makes sense. Elk, mule deer are probably my main two I'd want now. They have farrow deer. They got loose in Alabama too, by the way. Oh, really? Interesting. Grimwatch been making a lot of 5.56, 223 the last few days. Yeah, leading up to the election, that's not a bad idea. QD, black bear might also be on the list soon. Been spotted. Yeah, no, there's I mean, they've been spotted in central Alabama, down in Birmingham, even a little bit further south than that. So I'm just waiting for the black bear population to get to the point where the state goes, hey, we now have a sustainable, huntable black bear population in the state of Alabama. We're going to get there at some point because you can't hunt them. It's illegal. So they're only going to reproduce. They don't have a predator here. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. Let me actually grab one of these bad boys. Let me get... where's my modified case for 243? That's a 6 Creed. I feel like it's in here somewhere. Nope, that ain't it. Where's it at? I know I got one. There it is, 243. All right. So I got my Hornady modified case. That way I'm getting overall sort of a distance to the lands measurement. That'll come in handy just as a point of reference. Let's see, hybrid 100V. What did I say? 34.6 up to 38.7. Okay, let's see. I figured they want to get rid of them. Invasive species never been good. Look, coyotes. Yeah, no kidding. Sorry about that. Had to take a picture of the load data. Okay, I think I got everything I needed. All right. Let's head to the house. Get inside, and that way I can get my RCBS Charge Master plugged in. All right, got JRB going on the big screen. Let's see here. All right, let me get my RCBS Charge Master plugged in. I actually have my tripod, so we can get you guys set up on my tripod, so it'll be a little bit better of a setup for you. What you doing, buddy? You just hanging out. Hanging out on election day. All right, so we got that turned on. We're gonna give that a little time to. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Okay, well, let's see. Oh. Well, why can't I? I don't understand. Let's see. Okay, stand by. Let me fix my tripod here. Since the orientation is locked in vertical mode. Alrighty, have a good one. I gotta go for now. Okay, QD. Well, have a good one, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Black bear reproduce pretty quickly. We have so many up here in mass, it's stupid. I don't know why that comment was hidden for review. 18 wheels. Yep, so, all right, so I got the RCBS Charge Master plugged in, turned on, it's warming up. Now I actually need to prime this stuff, so I gotta grab my RCBS Universal Hand Primer. But I do want to check. Yeah, I know, tell me about it. I'm tired too, buddy. Dog's over here yawning. All right, so just double check the brass does the chamber, no problem in the firearm, so that will work. I'll be using my Saturn funnel. So this is my Saturn 6mm dedicated funnel. I need to figure out what primers, probably Federal large rifle. I gotta grab those. Alrighty. Federal large rifle, how many do I have? Oh, I got basically just enough on that one sleeve. So let's get these bad boys primed. Get them primed, and then I'll be using Hybrid 100V on the powder. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. And we'll get these bad boys loaded up. I like using the RCBS Universal Hand Primer. I've had this one now for several years, and it always works great. So never have any issues or problems with it. Using Federal 210 large rifle primers. Oh, and the brass is Hornady brass, by the way. This is some Hornady head stamp 243 Winchester brass that I had laying around, so. Get this stuff primed. And then I gotta figure out, I don't know, let's see, 6:30 already. I need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner. I think it might be scrambled egg night for me. I need one more. Oh, where'd that one go? Oh, dropped the primer. We don't need the dog eating that, so that would not be good. All right, last one, there we go. I got 21 pieces of brass prepped and ready to go, so that's what I'll be working with. So yeah, not really a big load development, process on this one. RCBS Universal Primer for me too, probably 50 to 60,000. Yeah, that thing it's just really nice. especially if you're someone who has a wide variety of cartridges that you're going to be loading for. It just, yeah, it's really nice, right? Ed, what's up? Oh, not much. What's going on with you? We're just, so far on the live stream, we have managed to resize, full length resize 21 pieces of Hornady 243 Winchester brass. I just finished priming all of them with some Federal 210 large rifle primers. Waiting on my RCBS Chargemaster. This is the Chargemaster Lite. Gonna let it warm up a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna start dumping powder. So that's kind of where we're at. I was sitting in the house, and the whole purpose of this live stream is just to sort of distract me from the the absolute insane asylum that's going on with our country today, with the election and everything that's going on. So yes, I went out and voted earlier, but instead of turning on like nonstop election coverage, I was like, you know what? Instead of that, I'm just gonna do a live stream. And if anyone tunes in, that's great. And if they don't, it's still great because it's gonna distract me from getting sucked into all of that. So that's the case. So that's what we got going on reloading wise. Hang on 2 seconds. Oh, you guys follow me, because now what I need to do is, I'm fairly certain I can't show any of this stuff on a live stream, pretty sure. But I need to check the distance to the lands in my Remington 700. Again, this is the CDL. So I'm using the modified case, the Hornady modified case, their little tool. I've just got to check the distance that I'll be jumping using this Sierra Game King 100 grain Spitzer boat tail. That's the bullet I settled on. The light is great, just the warming up. I have an Auto Trickler V4. Oh, nice. Yeah, those are really nice. We can see it in the oven reflection. Then I think we're okay. I don't know. I don't know how that works, right? But so took the bolt out. Now, of course, you just have to get the assembly pressed into place. What I do? Oh, there they are, my calipers. May need a cleaning rod. Yep, this time I actually didn't. I was shocked. I thought I would need one as well. I generally do. Generally do need a cleaning rod though. Most of the time. Oh boy, she's gonna be tight. She's gonna be tight. Oh, so may not be going with this bullet. Let's try that one again. We're gonna take a couple measurements here, but that one we are definitely I'm thinking we might not be going with this bullet after all. The overall length that's recommended by Sierra is 2.650, I believe. And I just did that twice and I got 2.635 is where I'm making contact with the lands. So not necessarily a true jam, right? Not necessarily jamming into the lands, but I'm definitely making contact, and it stops the bullet progression whenever I push on the little plastic rod back here. So if we're making contact at that distance and the recommended overall length is 15 thou longer, probably, I don't know though. I mean, I might just seat this bullet a little bit deeper. Maybe I'll do that. I might just seat it a hair deeper. Let's see. I might just do that. Yeah, I may do that, right? Because we're going with a probably on the lower end of the charge weight range with hybrid 100V. I'm not going to be pushing it super hard. I'm not going to be going up towards max charge. So if I'm seating it a little bit deeper, taking up some of that case capacity, reduced charge, not reduced charge, but you know what I mean, going toward the lighter side of the charge weight range, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be all right. So that's making contact 2.635. So let's just say we load it at, I don't know, maybe 2.6. No two rifles seat the same length. Correct. Which is really important. I mean, I know a lot of people hate this little thing. This is such a handy tool, in my opinion. If you're a reloader, you really need to have this tool. And I found out, like in my, what was it? In the, let's see. In the 30-06, the project that I'm working on, that 110 Trail Hunter project. In that one, that light is really bugging me. In that particular rifle, I was really thankful to have that little Hornady case length gauge, or whatever, modified case overall length gauge, because I think I tested maybe 9 or 10 bullets. I want to say I tested 9 or 10 bullets in that 30-06, that Savage 110 Trail Hunter, and half of them, I could not seat the bullet to the manual recommended overall length because I would have been jamming into the lands by a decent amount as well. It wasn't like it was like, oh, I'm a few thousandths off. No, it was a decent amount. That 30-06 has a very short throat. This 243 really doesn't, or at least I didn't think it did. Not that I recalled. But yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. That little guy, 100 grain Sierra Game King with hybrid 100V. Let's see, what is next? We've made it 83 minutes. So we'll probably just call it done right here. I gotta fix me something to eat, so how about we just do that? We'll call it done here on the live stream. I've distracted myself enough. Now I'm about to transition into dumping powder, so that's gonna also keep me distracted. So I won't have to worry about turning on the election coverage. So we'll leave it at that. I appreciate all you guys joining in, tuning in, joining in down in the comment section and all that fun stuff tonight on the live stream. Really appreciate it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening or wherever you're at in the world. That one dude from Turkey. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, because it's already Wednesday over there. You waste a case, but a fired case with Loctite works. Yes, and it also, if you use a case and then just cut a slit in the side with a Dremel. I've done that method also. I actually did that for I think it was the 30TC, because I didn't have a modified case for 30TC. So, all right. Y'all have a good evening, and hopefully you went out and voted today. If not, and you're in the US, shame on you. You need to exercise your rights. So, y'all have a good one. We'll catch y'all next time.